Lining up in that classic run-and-shoot set of 4 wide receivers.
Now, Keenan Pula has a ton of room to work on this near side. We'll see if they go to him right here.
And a drop snap. Rasmussen has to get rid of it and fires it into the Lone Peak bench and out of bounds. A little look like he was ready for it.
Number 2, Carson Rasmussen.
Great job cutting your losses there. I mean, that could have been a sack for 10, 11 yards, but able to pick up that ball, throw it out of bounds. You know, incompletion, but still 2nd and 10 rather than 2nd and, 21.
Weather conditions here, 86 degrees. Wind coming from behind us out of the south at 11 miles per hour. I think now people can hear us. Alexander Timolip and Gavin Atkinson, the voices you're hearing here at Thunderbird Stadium. As Rasmussen drops the pass, pressure coming, throws. That is incomplete, and a big hit, and here comes a flag.
Pass falls incomplete.
I believe that was Cade Hansen on the hit right there. Got some dirty laundry on the field.
Down on the play.
It was actually Calvin Leava'a, the middle linebacker, who made that hit. We'll see what Scott Maxfield's crew says, but I believe this is going to be a target.
Personal foul, defense number 8. Defensive player hit. That's a 15-yard penalty from the ball where the spot where the ball was snapped. That's a first down.
So you're right, it is Cade Hansen, but I think they got the wrong number because it looked like Leava'a was the one that delivered the hit. So
after the penalty, it'll be
well, regardless, it's 1st and 10 at midfield. Second penalty called on Lone Peak. Both teams have a turnover, and both teams now have two penalties against each other. Here is Rasmussen taking it on the speed option out to the right. Penalty flag goes down again, this time from the back. Came from our official Scott Maxfield, and where the Yellow Hankies toss Gavin Atkinson, I think I know what this is.
Yeah, I think somebody got a little too much jersey on that play, trying to create a big play for his quarterback, as there was nothing there from that Lone Peak defensive line.
Offense number 66. A penalty enforcement spotted the foul 10 yards. We replay 2nd down.
Penalty called on the left guard, Luis Coelho.
Now back it up. Losing 10 yards after gaining 15, net gain of 5 yards after that targeting.
Third penalty already called on Timpview, so with 2:22 left here this first quarter, 5 total penalties and 2 turnovers, and only 1 score. That'd be the field goal by Breckin Carr. And as soon as I say that, there's another flag. That's going to be our 6th penalty of this game.
3 flags in a row.
Encroachment, defense number 9. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
Junior Tahi this time, the edge rusher, called for the infraction.
Now I'm wondering, these teams might know, just how evenly matched they are. Maybe a little bit of nerves. Second week of the season. Excuse me. And just trying to get some.
Rasmussen flares it out. That is complete. Zedekiah Anaihu Ambrosio with the catch. And he gets brought down by Hansen after a pickup of, we'll call it maybe 6 yards.
Great start, get some momentum was the word I was looking for. Escaped my mind. Get some momentum with that short little throw, gets 7 yards, and now you're, looking at a 2nd and 8 rather than a little more.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Anaihu Ambrosio goes in motion to the right, handoff, cutting back to the inside is Aston. And Aston gets clobbered as he crosses the 45-yard line. Pick up a baby 3. That's Bob Mulatalo, the junior defensive end.
Bob Mulatalo.
Bringing up a big 3rd down right here, 3rd and 4. I'm kind of curious what you're calling. Are you calling a pass, a run?
Well, we'll see what offensive coordinator... See what Timpview's offensive coordinator decides to draw up here. Timpview's offensive coordinator, of course, Nick Robbins, leader, of course, of this prolific bird raid offense. And it's a throw on 3rd down. Rasmussen to throw and fires. It's dropped.
Pass falls.
Man, that's one you just want back from Kenapula. Just slipped right out. It was a little behind him, but a catchable ball. They almost didn't even need to run that play, as Timpview thought they had drawn him offsides, but ref said no. So we'll see him go for it on fourth and 4 and kind of no man's land.
58 seconds left here in this first quarter. 4th and 4 from the Lone Peak 44. Aston is the tailback, triple wide receiver in that classic run and shoot setup to the right. And it's a sprint out throw by Rasmussen. Nowhere to throw. Now throws it long for Pula. What a catch!
Long pass.
Jared Pula with the winner last week and gets the first catch of the game. That gives the Thunderbirds first and goal.
Randy Moss just got some chills down his spine after that catch. What a play, as Lone Peak played really good defense, sticking to the receivers. There was really not much open, but Rasmussen able to throw his receiver open right there.
First and goal out from the 8. Aston remains the tailback. Headoff goes to him. That was kind of predictable.
Big pressure getting back there. Lone Peak got some penetration past that offensive line. Gets him behind the backfield. Good response after that big play.
Max Hamblin, the big defensive nose tackle in there on the stop. Ryan Denny's defense already has forced a turnover down here on the 10-yard line. Can they force another one? Second and goal. Rasmussen, quarterback draw. Rasmussen trying to get behind that offensive line. And Mulatalo grabs him by the shirt and brings him down. And that will take us to the end of period number 1 here in Provo, Utah. An entertaining start for both teams. 1 turnover each. 6 total penalties in the quarter. And Lone Peak, the first to dent the scoreboard. They're up 3-0. We'll be back after this.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Crawford Leishman Dental.
Welcome back, everybody, to Thunderbirds Stadium here in Provo, Utah. Alexander Timolip and Gavin Atkinson. Lone Peak Football, the Rewind Sports Network, is presented by Skin Science Institute, where you can start your journey to becoming an aesthetician today. And we are also presented by Burke Brothers, where auto care is done better.
Orthodontics located in Orem is excited about Timpview football. A huge thank you to
Calvin Atkinson, I turn to you now after that. And this is a good response by Timpview, giving up that turnover in the red zone, trying to get down into the red zone again, where they're showing that, it's really hard to stop this offense.
Absolutely, but, we've got a 3rd and 7 right here. Timpview's learning kind of what Bingham learned last week. It is hard to score on this Lone Peak defense. We'll see if they can do it right here. Need 7 yards or a field goal.
It's 3rd and goal from the 7. Rasmussen looking to his right, now throws it out of the backfield. Aston breaking tackles. Aston is knocked out of bounds at the 1.
Pass complete to number 11.
He did not get in, and now
he's knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line by number 2.
It looks like I think it looks like they're bringing in the big boys here, Gavin.
I mean, why wouldn't you? At the 2-yard line, this is the time to roll the dice. You're only down 3, and then if you don't get it, you're putting Lone Peak on their own, deep inside their own side of the field. Looks like they'll talk about it a little more.
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
That's their first of the half.
Yeah, it looks like offensive coordinator Nick Robbins going to talk about it a little bit more. Gives us an opportunity to say what Timpview's key to the game was, presented by the full-service law firm that's committed to winning for you, the client. And Gavin, you were talking about it with me earlier this week. Their offense has got to be able to get something. The Timpview's offense has got to be able to get something going, but it's even more important for their defense on your keys to the game in this one.
Correct. I mean, Timpview's defense looked pretty good against Skyridge, played a really good offense, and came up big in the second half. If they can continue to keep a step ahead on Lone Peak, then they'll have a really good chance to take this one.
Rodizio has sponsored Timpview football for years.
I mean, if they can dominate the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, slow down Lone Peak's defensive line, once again, they'll have a really good shot.
They come out in the power eye. Isa Galai dots the power eye. And it's a handoff to Galai. And it looks like he got in. He did. Touchdown.
Timpview just says, our guys are bigger than yours. We can get those 2 yards. You can't stop us. And they do. Gets that 6 points, pending the field goal, or excuse me, extra point. What a response by Timpview after that interception on their first drive.
So they come right down the field and put it in the end zone.
Number 37.
So now Luke Thornock
extra point.
will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Rasmussen. Good snap, good hold. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7-3 is our score with 11 and 47 left to go here in the first half. Timpview answers to take the lead.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Next Friday, the Rewind Sports Network brings you coverage of Skyridge football. Join me and Nate Carter on the call as Skyridge High School takes on the #1 team in Colorado. The Cherry Creek Bruins come to town to take on the Falcons. Coverage starts next Friday night at 7 p.m. on your home for Skyridge football, the Rewind Sports Network. Alexander Timolip alongside Gavin Atkinson at Thunderbirds Stadium here in Provo, Utah. Isa Galai with the 2-yard touchdown run. That puts the Thunderbirds in front.
Definitely getting these Timpview fans pumped up. They're definitely happy to see some points on their board. Get up ahead.
Thornock hits a squibber, trying to keep it away from Mayberry. It's taken on the run by one of the Upmen. And getting into the stack and smushing his way forward is the defensive tackle in there, number 69, Andy Stice.
Now we'll see the Lone Peak offense come out from the same spot Timpview had starting their last possession, the 35. We'll see if they can go the 65 and take back the lead.
They went 78 on their first drive, almost went 98. But were held out of the end zone on a field goal by Brecken Carr. Kepania Metolu from the gun on 1st and 10. Motions right the tailback out of the backfield. And looking, he will take it on the quarterback draw. Gets to the right side, breaks a tackle. He'll pick up about maybe 7 or 8 yards on that play.
Definitely gives you a ton of options for the 2nd and 3rd down if necessary. Getting those 7 yards on that first play. I mean, some people will call this oh shoot, the word's escaping me. The big play, or the big play down. 2nd and short, take a shot downfield and try and get it on 3rd down if you can't get it here.
Second down, 2 now from the 43. Triple wide receiver lines up to the right, to the left rather. Niamatolu looking to the right, throws that way. That is complete. making the catch on the little curl route and getting across for the first down
Pass complete to number
is
5,
Jayshawn Mayberry, and that's a first down here with 10:56 left in the second.
You know, that wasn't a 45-yard streak route into the end zone, but I consider that a shot play. Definitely got the job done, got a big chunk of yards. Now getting on on the other side of the 50. This Lone Peak offense is really looking good right now.
Niumetolu from the shotgun. Hands off to right, left side. Good blocking up front. And he'll push his way forward for about maybe 4 yards, maybe
and
5.
Up the middle.
And again, that offensive line, very experienced, especially on the tackles, Austin Pay and Jared Smith.
Definitely getting the blocks and the push that they need to help their tailback get some a considerable amount of yards every play, or at least most plays. Rushing attack for Lone Peak is looking really good right now, and that's opening up their passing game.
Mayberry now lines up to the top of your screen to the right. In the slot is Owen McNeil. Right remains the tailback on 2nd and 6 from the 40. Play clock down to 4. They just got it away. Here's right to the right side. Behind his right tackles Pay, and he gets maybe a yard. Good close there quickly by Duncan Strong, the linebacker in there.
And we saw Timpview respond right there, stacking the box with 9 guys, trying to prevent that run. Makes it a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. A little more uncomfortable for Lone Peak. We'll see if they can convert here. They are in no man's land, so we'll see if they don't get it, they might be going for it on 4th. The play we see right here will determine that.
Niumetolu, extra man on the rush, launches, caught! What a throw and catch for Luke Christensen, as Niumetolu was under some serious duress and just floated it perfectly into the belly of Christensen.
Great job holding on to your composure. You have the guy running straight at you, able to put that throw right where it needed to be, convert the 3rd down, and extend the drive, getting into the red zone right at the 20.
Luke Christensen was the starting quarterback, or was the backup quarterback to Jackson Blake last year, and almost led Lone Peak to a monster upset of Corner Canyon in the quarterfinals. Ty Wilkinson and I were there at that game. Here's Niumetolu on 1st down. Throws, and it is incomplete. Good coverage downfield by Wilkerson.
Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 88, Bear Tenney, who stands, by the way, 6'6", 245.
Trying to get it to his big tight end target, and, you know, he just threw that one just a little too close to the sideline. But if the tight end couldn't get it, nobody could get it. Smart throw by him, 2nd and 10, and we'll see what they can do with these next 2 downs.
Triple wide receiver lines up to the right. Christensen in the slot alongside McNeil. Play clock down to 4. Safety blitz coming off the edge. Niumetolu throws high and incomplete. Intended again for Tenney. And with 8:19 here in the second quarter, opening a 3rd and a long 10 here for the Knights.
Now imagine that one just slipped out because it was a couple feet over his target's head, sailed over the defensive back's head that was behind him in coverage. If that one was a little lower, you know, maybe he brings it in, maybe it's picked. We'll see what they can do on 3rd and 10 from the 20.
Second, 3rd down they have faced on this drive. They converted the 3rd and 5 earlier on this drive. Niumetolu, extra man on the rush, pulls it down. He is sacked.
The quarterback is sacked in the backfield by number 9, Ta'ani
Makasini with the sack.
And if you love defensive battles, then you are in for a treat. Both of these defenses are coming up big when they need to. We'll see this field goal unit come back onto the field for Lone Peak.
Number 45.
Try and get 3 more on the board, make it a 1-point game.
Brecken Carr now from 38. He hit from 37 a little bit ago. And it's a fake! And Carr's running! No flags!
Now you have got to be kidding me. I don't think anybody in the stadium saw that coming. What a great play design and a great time to pull out that trick play. Get that 7 points rather than settle for the 3. Timpview's defense.
Holy cow!
Caught napping there. They'll be kicking themselves on the sideline.
Carr now after the touchdown, after he catches his breath now for the extra point. And that means he scored all 7 points on the drive.
Is good, so 7
Now you don't hear a kicker often scoring 10 points in a game, but he's got the field goal, the extra point, and the touchdown.
He's got all 10 points on the game for the Lone Peak Knights.
Again,
well,
no one is allowed
Gavin
on the hill
Atkinson,
behind the visiting stands. So if those children are yours, please make sure
Gavin,
they get off of the hill.
I always say, don't blink because you'll miss it. That definitely was a moment where you cannot blink.
20 yards outside of the end zone. I expected Lone Peak to play a little conservative right there. But, they shocked me, along with everyone in the stadium. I have never seen a fake field goal attempt like that actually work live. Closest thing I saw was Tony Romo getting stopped a few years, well, I guess it's more than a few years back.
Oh, no, you didn't! You're a Niners fan. You had to bring that up, didn't you, Mr. Atkinson?
I mean, it was relevant, and I couldn't pass up the chance.
Oh, boy. Carr kicks off now, and this is going to go right through the end zone for a touchback. And that just actually falls short of the crossbar. So with 7:34 left here in the first half, the Timpview Thunderbirds will take the ball at the 20-yard line. This presentation of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com of Lone Peak Football is presented by Skin Science Institute, and it's also presented by the good folks at Heidemann and Associates. Call it today at 801-754-4240 or 801-472-7742, or visit them online at utah.law to schedule your free consultation with them, courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network.
Now I'm excited to see how this Lone Peak defense adjusts after that last Timpview drive. Let's see if they can get them off the field, is what they're hoping.
Here's the handoff up the middle, and nothing doing right there for the running back for
handoff up the middle to number 30.
the Timpview Thunderbirds. That's TJ Tuha, who
tackle on the play made by number 18.
got
Zachary
stopped on the
Dunn.
play. No gain on the play there for number 33 Tuha.
And then just once again, there was nowhere to go. That running back, I mean, he could run into a Lone Peak player or a Lone Peak player. You decide. Whichever one, and that just goes for no gain.
Rasmussen on second down. Blitz coming off the edge, and he goes down. Junior Tahi off the right side.
Now his speed coming off that edge, just incredible. We had some lightning in this area earlier, and I think we just saw some right there, but you didn't expect it from the defensive end. Just getting around that tackle, getting the sack, getting the quarterback's legs, making it a 3rd and long.
And this is exactly what Timpview, or rather the Lone Peak Knights want to, is they want to put this explosive Timpview bird raid offense behind the sticks. Triple wide receiver to the right on 3rd and 16 from the 14. Rasmussen slides up in the pocket, throws wide open is Zedekiah Anahu Ambrosio, but he is going to be, we'll see where they mark it.
Pass is complete to number
Boy, he just got there, Gavin. I was surprised he didn't turn it off field because he had plenty of green in front of him, but he just gets enough.
Man, I mean, you never want to see him run east-west. Tried to get a little more room, should have just turned it, but he got it. And just what a play by Rasmussen, sensing the pressure, stepping up in the pocket and finding his man.
Rasmussen keeps it on the quarterback draw, and this time he gets about 6 up the middle.
Rasmussen with a carry out to the 36-yard line. Number 0, Bob Mulatalo.
Now
Mulatalo on the stop.
That's just a dagger, a gut punch to Lone Peak's defense. You get them in a 3rd and 15, a 3rd and long. tried to get him on the 3 and out, and you just couldn't get him off field. So now you got to stop him again.
2nd down and 4 now after the play. Rasmussen, good protection this time. Going to throw long, and it's overthrown, incomplete, intended for Jared Pula.
Incomplete, intended.
Wanted that shot play. He may have had it if he got the ball away a little earlier, but that safety for Lone Peak just able to get there quick, and that hole closed up fast.
That's not a punt. It's not a punt.
Oh, so we got to move it. 3rd down and 4 now. From the 35, extra man on the rush. It's picked up. Rasmussen is swallowed up. Mulatalo this time.
Carson Rasmussen with the scramble up the middle.
He was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. But it was Cooper Stasic, the Will linebacker,
4th and 4
that made the play on the initial pressure.
Now this was what I was worried about for Timpview coming in. Could their offensive line hold up long enough? And there they couldn't. We'll see the punt team come out and flip the field, hopefully, as Lone Peak takes over.
Punt to be done now by Galeai, and he gets it away into the wind. It's a wobbler, and coming up, and it hits the up man, the return man. Where's the ball? Scramble for it on the sideline, and I believe Lone Peak was fortunate to have it go out of bounds. And boy, let me tell you, they were fortunate to have it go out of bounds.
Now, what a chaotic play. You know, just for a simple flipping of the field punt, the ball was almost blocked by a Lone Peak guy coming in. And then the returner just doesn't field it cleanly. Timpview almost gets the ball back on the other side of the field. Almost a gift given by Lone Peak. Sometimes that just happens. You know, you got to stick with it. Sometimes you lose yards on the run. But that's just part of their identity, and they'll get them back, hopefully, throughout the game.
2nd and 15 now from the 44. Approaching 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Alexander to the left, Gavin Atkinson from the top of Thunderbird Stadium. The noise being turned up here inside this place as they bring extra. Niumetolu, fade route, up the sideline and dropped.
Pass falls incomplete.
I believe that was Ike Staley, the basketball player, who had a serious height advantage against Wilkerson, but couldn't come down with it. And it's 3rd down.
Now, just talking about these Lone Peak receivers, they are tall, and right there he just floats it up to his tall receiver, hoping he can bring it down, and he had a chance as Timpview bring extra, I believe, 2 extra linebackers on that blitz. Offensive line was able to give him enough time to throw it downfield.
Triple wide receiver now splits out to the right. Niumetolu looking, nowhere to go. Protection breaking down, now takes off. Penalty flag goes down as he picks up a few yards. He's knocked out of bounds, but it looks like Austin Kay, the left tackle, is going to get called for holding.
Yeah, a little too much jersey right there. That's the issue. You know, when you start running around as a quarterback, pass protection's breaking down. The offensive line doesn't know where you are. So now this defensive tackle is ripping in a direction you don't expect, and you're caught holding. We'll see him back up 10 yards, and this will be 3rd and a marathon.
Scott Maxfield once again is our white hat tonight here at Timpview. 3rd down, and call it the distance between here and the campus of BYU. 3rd and a mile. 2:56 left first half. Niumetolu from the gun takes the snap. 4 men on the rush, and the pass is dropped. Throw it a little bit in front of Sam Wright.
4th and long.
That'll be 4th down.
Not the worst case scenario for Lone Peak right there, but just about. You know, you wanted to get some of those yards back, help your punter out, flip the field, play the field position game, and then he just couldn't hold on. I mean, Timpview's playing at the original line of scrimmage, keeping everything in front of them, and they could capitalize and get a few extra yards to help their punter out.
Landon Goff now to punt. Galeai and Kenan Pula back to receive the punt. Good snap. And this is a good punt. Line drive with the wind. Pula takes it on the 20. Cuts it back. 30. 40. 45. And out of bounds close to midfield.
Return from number 3, Kenan Pula.
And we have a man down here for Lone Peak.
He's knocked out of bounds by number 44, Caleb Bradshaw.
Caleb Bradshaw is the man down for Lone Peak, as the Thunderbirds will take over with 2 minutes and 35
Timpview will
seconds.
start their drive from their own 46-yard line.
As it gets done to the tune, Gavin, of Marcus Miller's Frankenstein here. It's not Halloween yet.
Just about. Some people I know are already buying costumes and decorations. Fall is coming. Soon it'll cool down. You know, we were talking about it earlier. It's pretty hot down here, but it'll be nice in about 2-3 weeks.
Plus, there's nothing like a little Marcus Miller on a Friday night, huh?
Exactly.
Alexander Timberlip, Gavin Atkinson here at Timpview Thunderbirds Stadium in Provo, Utah. And also forgot to say, welcome those of you watching and listening on the KSL Plus app and listening to the Red Zone broadcast on the KSL Sports Zone, 97.5 FM and 1280 AM with Dane Stewart and Jeff Hansen in the broadcast booth back at the KSL Broadcast House. But Gavin Atkinson, the return of one Dusty Litzter tonight to that KSL Broadcast House. Boy, have we missed him.
Oh, yes, we have. A man who has done so much for Utah high school sports. A man that has given me the opportunity to pursue the dream I've loved, and so many others. Shout out to him getting back.
First and 10 for the 46 now following the injury. Here's the handoff to the right side. This is Galeai. And Galeai maybe got about a couple of yards, but Bot Mulatalo with some number-on-number violence.
Man, those Timpview fans really thought they saw a face mask there. I think it was more the caller, but they're throwing the flag, their imaginary flag, if you will.
And that's a big dude, too, Bot Mulatalo. That is one massive human being that plays defensive end for Lone Peak. Here's a swing out to the flat to Galeai. Penalty flag goes down. Looked like there might have been some motion toward the line of scrimmage at the snap. Galeai picks up about maybe 6 yards. But I believe this is coming back.
Now, you know, even if it is coming back, just a shout out to those receivers blocking. Really got those defensive backs pushed and was the reason they were able to gain 7 yards. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it will matter, and they'll bring this one back.
1 minute 54 seconds left here in the first
motion
half.
It's a 5-yard penalty. Will replay second down.
So as I thought, illegal motion. Now the difference between illegal motion and illegal shift is there are two people in motion on a shift. And illegal motion is when a receiver is moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. Now they could just do the same for correcting offside, because there's no such thing as offsides. There is offside. 1 minute 52 and rolling here in the first half. Looking for that tunnel screen, now sets it up, complete to Pula, and he gets shoved out of bounds after maybe a gain of a couple.
Wide receiver screen.
Nothing there as Lone Peak just continues to show why their defense is so good. You know, Timpview's now facing a 3rd and 13. That is incredibly difficult to convert, but we've seen them do it in this game before. We'll see if they can pull another rabbit out of the hat.
Dallas Anderson was the one who made the hit on the last play. 3rd down and what? Call it maybe 13, and they're going to throw for Pula. What a throw!
is complete down the right sideline from Carson Rasmussen.
Now has said, Gavin. They did it again, and it's the same combination. Rasmussen to Pula.
That's enough for another T-Bird.
The hero of last week once again comes big. Had 9 receptions last week and has no plans of stop or slowing down. Really playing well in this game. Number 1 target for his quarterback in Rasmussen and bailing him out when he needs it. Not to say that wasn't a great throw.
Well, it was a great throw. Now they're going to throw the other way. This for Kenan Pula, and there was a lot of contact and a flag.
Pass falls incomplete, intended for number 3.
Looked like Wesley Valgertson had a pretty good grip
down on the
of Kenan Pula's jersey.
Looks like we'll see another penalty as both teams have really struggled with keeping this game clean.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4. The penalty's half the distance to the goal.
And Lone Peak's going to be kicking themselves because that's more free yards they're giving to Timpview. Now we're going to be inside the red zone, 15 yards to the goal line. We'll see if they can stop them in this final minute and 30 seconds.
15-yard line, first down.
1 minute 32 left here in the first half.
Thank you.
First and 10 from the 15. 92 seconds officially, Gavin. Wilkerson goes orbit motion to the left, and they're going to swing it out to Galeai. Galeai trying to get a block, and that goes nowhere. Cade Hansen was not fooled.
Tackle on the
Great discipline by this defense.
Loss of 1 on the
and just making the open field tackle, making the easy stuff so that sometimes isn't so easy, bringing up a 2nd and 10.
Lone Peak started the game with the ball. Timpview will get the ball to start the second half. Rasmussen to throw. Throws the fade route again. And this time, good coverage by Valgertson against Pula.
Pass falls
and with 57 seconds left, it will be 3rd and about 10.
On the play for number 4, Wesley Valgertson.
Yeah, that time it didn't even seem like Pula was able to get his head around. Just sail over the shoulders of both players. We'll see this 3rd and 10 come up. Can get the first down before the goal line, which probably would be the ideal situation for Timpview. Score and run out the clock, but we'll see what they can do as
we have a timeout. Yep.
Lone Peak taking that timeout.
That's their second of the half.
So Ryan Denny will take a timeout, and we will take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this word from UCCU.
Timpview Dental.
And welcome back, everybody, to Thunderbird Stadium on the campus of Timpview High School here in Provo, Utah. The sun has just set behind us on this beautiful night here in the heart of Utah Valley. Alexander Chimulep alongside my broadcast partner, Kevin Atkinson. Austin Bigelow on the camera, joined in the studio at the KSL Broadcast House by Vince Francis. And, of course, Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, Jeff Hansen on the KSL Sports Red Zone. We hope you're all finding this broadcast well throughout the world, wherever you're watching tonight. 3rd down and 15. Rasmussen throws the fade, and it is incomplete. Galeai got his head around, but was not able to make the catch. And it's 4th down, and here comes the field goal unit led by Luke Thornock.
Timpview just trying to tie this game up, going to halftime with basically a 0-0 game. Go tied, and see who can win this game in the second half if Lone Peak can't do something with these final 48 or so seconds.
Right, because Timpview will get the ball to start the second half, so this is critical. This score right here. Out of the holder, Rasmussen. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good.
The field goal is good.
Timpview adds 3 to the scoreboard.
In the first half.
Yeah, with 46 seconds left here in the first half. Lone Peak and Timpview now tied at 10. And Gavin, you have to say, this is about what we expected coming into this game. These two teams extremely evenly matched. I mean, of course, every high school game is so evenly matched, but this game especially is turning out the way we thought it did.
I mean, exactly. I had no idea who was going to win coming into this one, and I had done my research. I had watched both games trying to figure out if I could get any clue as to which team has the edge, and I couldn't, and so far, nobody's pulled away.
3-1 Sports Network and our coverage of Lone Peak football is presented by Skin Science Institute, where you can start your journey to becoming a licensed statistician today at www.skinscience.com. 46 seconds left here in the first half on this rocking night here from Timpview High School.
Timpview High School, truly one of the most gorgeous atmospheres with the mountains in the back, and one of the best high school bands I have ever heard.
Thornock approaches the ball, kicks off. This should be a touchback. It is a touchback. Goff will not be able to get it before it crosses the goal line, and
ball goes
Lone Peak now has 46 seconds with 2 timeouts here, Gavin.
Luke Thornock.
The question now becomes, how aggressive does offensive coordinator Gary Trowbridge play this?
You know, we'll see, as their offensive identity isn't really built for this. They can make those shot plays, but they're more kind of, get 5 yards through the run and run that clock. With 46 seconds, we'll see what they can do. I think I'm playing pretty conservative if I'm the coordinator. We'll see what Lone Peak does.
Well, as soon as you say that, Gary Trowbridge throws us a wild card and goes 5 wide. So I think this tells you what Lone Peak wants to do before the half. Niumetolu to throw on first down, throws, it is caught, and a penalty flag goes down with it. Mayberry on the catch. And it looks like they're going to get a face mask for grabbing a helmet opening on that side.
And we've talked about it before. I mean, there is such thing as a commentator's curse, and I love what Lone Peak is doing right here. Playing aggressive, trying to get some more points, and not being complacent to go in tied. Try and get those 3 or 7, because you still have those 2 timeouts, and the clock won't move because of this flag until
the ball is set. Yes.
Thank you.
And it looks like they are going to call it a face mask. Here comes Scott Maxfield.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 14. That's a 15-yard penalty, will be assessed at the end of the run. It's first down.
Called it on Trinity Toa, but I think it was actually Duncan Strong, the linebacker, who grabbed the helmet opening of Jayshawn Mayberry. And so once again, 5 wides here with 39 seconds and rolling left here in half number 1. Niumetolu, 4 men on the rush, throws down the middle. That is caught. That's another first down.
What a strike. A beautiful throw to find his receiver open downfield. Brings it to the 28-yard line with 29 seconds to go.
2 timeouts still left. Already in 2 plays, Lone Peak on the plus side of midfield. 4 men on the rush. Niumetolu takes off, has a first down, and he will slide safely to a stop with 14 seconds left to about the 16-yard line.
At the 16-yard line.
Looks like they'll spike it here, save those timeouts, and they will. 14 seconds. Great job getting those extra yards running as they took away everything downfield on those 5 wide, but taking what the defense gives them.
And it looks like we have a timeout signaled and granted by Lone Peak before the spike.
Timeout on the field, Timpview. That's their 3rd and final timeout.
That actually is called by Timpview, so they are out of timeouts here in this first half.
Timpview definitely trying to shore up this defense in this final 16 yards.
Correction, that is second timeout. They have 1 left.
Make sure they're unable to come with 7 and force a field goal. A field goal would be a win if you could force them.
Gia's, KR Construction, and Merrill Financial Associates.
Lone Peak has moved down this field in just 4 plays.
With their friendly nozzle,
and of course they bring out those big shots right as I say it isn't their offensive identity. They heard me, they took offense, and they proved me wrong.
I guess Gary Trowbridge must have heard you.
I'll have to find him and apologize after the game.
So after the timeout, 2nd and 10 following the spike. 14 seconds left here in the first half. 2 timeouts left for Lone Peak, 1 left for Timpview. They bring a man in motion. It's McNeil. Look, somebody got a head start. No flag. Throw to the end zone. Niumatolu. And incomplete. Good coverage downfield intended for Mayberry. That'll bring up third down.
Falls incomplete, intended for number 5, Jay Sean Mayberry.
That would have been a tight window
For number 26.
to throw
Baxter
into.
Wilkerson.
He almost got it, but it is hard for those quarterbacks to see this Timpview safety hanging out in the end zone. You got that orange end zone, and it's easy to miss him.
So Lone Peak trying to at least get in position for a manageable field goal here for Brecken Carr, who, by the way, has scored all 10 points with a field goal, the touchdown, and the subsequent extra point. Niumatolu looking, throws the fade to the end zone, and incomplete. Intended for Staley with 4 seconds left to go.
Intended for number 19,
They will bring in Brecken Carr for this field goal.
Now it looks like if he can make it, he will get all 13 points for this Lone Peak team. Now, I don't know about you, but that wasn't on my bingo card.
That was definitely not on my bingo card, but I'll tell you whose bingo card it was on. It was on Moose Bingham. This is a game Moose Bingham would have loved.
45, Brecken Carr.
So Carr, as Donnie Atuaya's halfway out of the field trying to signal a timeout, the kick is good. But Donnie Atuaya was halfway out on the field trying to signal for a timeout to try and ice Carr. And so with 4 seconds left, we will get that timeout.
He was halfway to the hash marks, if not a third or 2/3 of the way to the hash mark, until he finally got that one awarded.
Donnie Atuaya, of course, graduate of BYU. Of course, there's a lot of family members living back on the North Shore in Laie. And should also send a shout out tonight, one Kalani Sitake down in the northwest corner of the end zone. Not sure if we can get a shot of him, but he was here last week for that Skyridge game. But we'll see if we can get a good shot of him before halftime here. As Sam, our cameraman, Austin Bigelow, pans over. There he is, standing in the blue shirt down near the northwest corner of the end zone. Standing there with a few of his players. A popular spot for these BYU players to come watch a football game. Not that we would know, but, you know. And meanwhile, Bart Brockbank's out here on the field trying to get them to reset the clock to 4 seconds. But see what Scott Maxfield says. I believe they are going to reset the clock.
Game clock to 4.6 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 4.6 seconds.
Okay, so they will. So Scott Maxfield is correct. He will reset the game clock. Of course, this isn't basketball. We don't say the tenths of a second. I don't anyway. Everybody else might, but I don't. Anyway, here's Brecken Carr now for a 34-yarder. He's 1 for 1 already in this game. Good snap, good hold. Carr's kick on the way is up, and it is no good.
And the icing, the kicker job worked.
That's the end of the first half.
Looks like that one was just a little wide. Looked good from where we were, but we don't have the best angle.
So the clock runs out here on the first half. Timpview will get the ball to start half number 2. Gavin Atkinson, an entertaining first half at that, a 10-10 score here at the break. And you have to say, this is about what we expected here in this first half.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these teams very evenly matched. They do it in different ways, but I'm very excited to see what happens in this next half. See which team can pull away and which coach can make the adjustments to help their team win this game.
It's been a good one so far. We are at the interval now between the Timpview Thunderbirds and the Lone Peak Knights. Lone Peak football presented by Skin Science Institute will continue after halftime. Gavin and I will be back with the start of the second half in just a few moments. Your score at the break is deadlocked at 10. We'll be back.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
The Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, proud to bring you coverage of Lone Peak football presented by the Skin Science Institute, where you can start your journey to becoming a licensed esthetician today by logging on to www.skinscience.com. From the top of the press box here at Thunderbird Stadium in Provo, Utah, Alexander Timilip alongside my broadcast partner Gavin Atkinson, where the score is tied at 10 to start the second half. And Gavin, this game has gone about as we thought it would. Defensive battle. Well, at least in our minds, anyways, we knew it was all going to be an even matchup, but in our minds, we knew this was going to be a defensive battle, and it's playing out that way.
Yeah, 100%. Both defenses have really responded, doing that bend, don't break thing where they've given up 10 points each, but they've stopped plays in the stopped drives in the red zone and forced a field goal, and it really could have been a lot worse for both defenses if they didn't come up big. I'm excited to see this second half to see, which team comes out with a better game plan, which coach has their team more prepared, and which team does not give the ball away.
Yeah, like we said, giving the ball away was the big story of the first half. One turnover aside, the difference is Lone Peak was able to score off that turnover. The interception down on the 2-yard line by Jayshawn Mayberry, and then really on the first pass of the game by Kepaniu Metodo, he was picked off, but Timpview turned it over right back, and that really is the difference right now in this game. And let me tell you, that missed field goal by Brecken Carr could also be big as well, Gavin. There's a big difference between a 13-10 game and a 10-10 game right now.
Yeah, I mean, he made the one, then Timpview got the timeout awarded, before the kick. He had already kicked it, so it's not really taking points off the board, but he had made the field goal. Then the icing job works. You take off the 3. 10-10, you never want to leave points off the board, and Timpview has the chance to respond and get ahead to start the second half.
Timpview has only led once. They've led 7-3 in this ball game. It's been back and forth. Brecken Carr will kick off. Carr, by the way, has scored all 10 points for Lone Peak. The 37-yard field goal, and then the fake field goal touchdown plus the PAT. And he boots this baby straight through the end zone.
Kickoff goes into the
And so now this brings out this very potent Lone Peak defense. And you have to say, defensive coordinator Ryan Denny has to be very pleased with the way his defense played the first half.
100%, especially after how Timpview's offense played against Skyridge last week, getting 33 points, I believe, over a really good Skyridge defense. And he has held them to 10 so far. We'll see how Timpview's offense adjusts, if they adjust, on this next drive.
Lone Peak came out one man short. Looks like Junior Tahi had to take an extended break to relieve himself in the locker room as the pass is caught, but Pula dropped his knee at the 25-yard line. So it'll be second and 5. Alexander Timilip, Gavin Atkinson from Thunderbird Stadium here in Provo, Utah. We have a penalty flag now after the fact that came out very late.
We'll see what that one is, but with how late it was, I believe it's after the play.
And I believe it probably might be an equipment violation, because the officials are all signaling to the sideline of Timpview that Pula was not properly equipped. And that's a big penalty if that's the case, because that's 15 yards. And so
that's Jaron Pula.
Yeah.
Gotta attribute it to the right brother.
Yeah, so he's coming off the field now. Now Donnie Atuaia's having a conversation with Scott Maxfield, and as you can see from Donnie's reaction, he is none too pleased about it.
And that doesn't just take away yardage. It also takes
backs
away
you up.
Exactly. It backs you up into your own side of the field, and it takes away any momentum you had coming into the half. Now you've got to rebuild that. You got to get your offense restarted, re-going, especially after this long stop, as these officials are still chatting about it.
So what I think then, Gavin, that Scott Maxfield is chatting about is how they're going to enforce this, because the penalty came after the play. So the question is, do they enforce it as if it was a dead ball foul, or I guess we'll just listen to Scott Maxfield and see what he says.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Timpview. This is assessed to the head coach for equipment issue. It's a dead ball foul. It will be second down.
So it is a dead ball foul, and that means it's not 2nd and 5, it's 2nd and 20 now.
And I mean, you sit there and you go, he played that down with the equipment on, the illegal equipment on, so it should be a dead ball foul. So we'll see what they can do as they are backed up and erased all that yardage they got before.
And Pula there standing on the sideline as Donnie Atuaia and offensive coordinator Nick Robbins now trying to sort all of this out. So 2nd and 20 from the 12-yard line. Remember, it was a dead ball foul for an equipment violation, so the down counts. Rasmussen to throw. Pressure up the middle. Gets away from the pressure. Now takes off. And he gets clobbered as he gets across
up the middle for number
the 20-yard line.
Rasmussen.
And it'll be 3rd down and 8. And boy,
on the play made by number 30.
he was dead to rights in the offensive backfield on that play.
Man, I mean, you love to see the improvisation. Excuse me, cat got my tongue. Gets some extra yards as that Lone Peak rush comes in. Takes some pretty gnarly hits. Gets right up. This kid's tough. We'll see what he can do now.
Extra men on the rush. And the pass is incomplete. And here comes a flag.
Pass falls
Pula was grabbed around the hip by Landon Goff as Ryan Denny brought the house. And I believe that should result in a first down. Be the 5th penalty called against Lone Peak.
Defense number 2. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That results in a first down.
Landon Goff called for the penalty against Jaron Pula, who, by the way, was called for the equipment violation. Off for one play, right back on.
Now that has been the one thing Lone Peak has struggled with all night is getting Timpview off on the 3rd and longs. That time they just gave it to him through the penalty, but before they've had the shot plays, they've given up, and that extends the drive for Timpview.
Pass is dropped. Pula had it slip right out of his hands. Calvin Leava'a was out there on the coverage. We should point out, Junior Tahi being replaced right now by Jude Mulatalo, Bot's younger brother. So you got the 2 Mulatalo brothers out there, and now the younger Mulatalo being replaced. 2nd down, 10 yards to go. Just underway here in the second half. Tied at 10, 10 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. 5 men on the rush. Free rusher coming. Throw is incomplete. Intended for Zedekiah Anahu Ambrosio. Pressured on the play by Stice. And it'll be 3rd down again.
Kate Hansen on the coverage.
And now that's a defensive coordinator's dream. I mean, the issue with a lot of defensive plays is it's a give and take. If you're going to play the pass, you're going to give up the run. They tried to rush the quarterback there. It worked, but you only had the single high safety and man coverage. So if he was able to find a man breaking or getting open, it could have been a big play. Great execution by this Lone Peak defense.
And they're bringing it again. Rasmussen throws into traffic, and this time it's broken up. Looking for Anahu Ambrosio, but it was Valgertson who got his hand on it. And that is going to be a punt.
Rasmussen is extremely lucky there as he just made the wrong decision. He was hurried, and threw it into that double coverage as he had the man further down the field on the far side of the field. Looked like he had a step. It would have been a long throw, but just a great response from Lone Peak after giving up that first down on the penalty.
And a high snap over the head of Galeai. We've seen this picture before. Galeai's going to have to pick it up, and he's brought down inside the 10. Talk about a turn of events. Last week it was Timpview who snake bit Skyridge on his bad snap on a punt. This time it's the T-Birds who get snafu on their special teams.
What is with this field? I don't know what's going on, but I have never seen so many botched punts.
It only opened 2 weeks ago, in fairness, but Sean McDonough trouble with the snap. At least it didn't happen near the end of the game. Now Niumetolu, and again, Lone Peak, excellent field position. 1st and 10, officially at the 11. They can get to the 1 without scoring, of course. Tenney goes in motion. And a handoff to the right side. This is Wright. And Wright gets into the stack right behind big number 72, Jared Smith, and he gets smothered after a gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards.
The right side of the line did a good job of getting what they could for their tailback, getting a decent push, opening up a little bit of a hole, but when you get into this red zone, there's just not as much room. Those linebackers aren't as far back. Those safeties aren't as far back, so they can come and help on that run defense, help on that run support, and got what he could. Brings up a 2nd and 7, I believe.
Only one true offensive touchdown this whole game, and it was the touchdown run by Isa Galeai. 2nd down at a flag. And I believe I know what this is. Probably a false start. Let's listen to Scott Maxfield, see what he says.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense number 25, lined up in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still 2nd down.
So they called it instead against Timpview. Thought they were going to call a false start, but instead Timpview called for the 5-yard infraction, and now it is 2nd and 2 at the 5.
Lining up in the neutral zone. May have caused that offense to jump a little bit, but might have been bailed out that play.
9 minutes and 44 left here in the 3rd quarter. Niumetolu to throw. Niumetolu, nowhere to throw. Gets out of the pocket. Stays upright somehow and then crashes into the far sideline.
For number 12, Kepa Niumetolu.
And Niumetolu very fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll once again be 3rd down.
What an acrobatic play. I mean, it equated to nothing yardage-wise, but he saved his team from getting pushed back further. And I don't know how he stayed up. It looked like he was going down and then was able to pick himself up and get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 4.
3rd down and a wildcat here for Ike Staley. And Staley going to take the direct snap and power his way forward. He's got the 1st down, and I think he's short of the end zone. He is.
Direct snap to
but
number
it is a 1st down.
Isaac Staley, he'll get down to the 1-yard line. It'll be
How about that ball card thrown by Gary Trowbridge?
Gutsy call right there, but I like it. I like, getting your quarterback behind the offensive lineman. You get an extra blocker with your back, your running back right there, and just power your way to the 1st down. Now you've got 4 plays to get 1 yard. They should be able to get this.
Staley, once again, the Wildcat quarterback in that power set. He's going to run it to the right, and he gets close. He's in. Touchdown.
Another direct snap to number 19, Isaac
That's the
Staley
first true offensive touchdown of the night for Lone Peak. And they take the lead right back. It is 16-10, Gavin Atkinson. And a very, very impressive start to the 2nd half.
Great job by Lone Peak right there. I mean, I loved seeing that quarterback run. Again, it worked the first time. Getting that 1st down, you need 1 yard. Let's give it back to him. Let's see if he can make a play. And he was able to make the play.
Brecken Carr now for the extra point. And this is a bad snap. Carr's going to have to eat it around the right side. He gets clobbered out of bounds.
The extra point is no good. So it's 8:50 left in the third quarter.
Snafu on special teams bites Lone Peak this time. But it remains a 16-10 ball game. We'll take a break and be back after this word from Mountain Land Truck Outfitters on the Rewind Sports Network.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
Play dead ball, unsportsmanlike, Lone Peak bench. A 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So add insult to injury. Welcome back, everybody, to Timpview Thunderbirds Stadium on the campus of Timpview High School here at Provo, Utah. Alexander Timolip alongside Gavin Atkinson. In case you just missed it, a penalty was called against the Lone Peak bench, and that left head coach Bart Brockbank screaming his head off at Scott Maxfield, the officials. So that'll back up the kickoff from the 40 to the 25-yard line. But Gavin, back to what we were saying earlier, very impressive response by LP to start the second half. The stop, and then they get the score.
Really great job. I mean, this defense, or this team, lives off of their defense. When their defense does well, they do well. Lone Peak right now is really looking every bit the part as we thought they were. You know, week 2 is usually the week of overreactions. I think we might be right about this team.
Barker in to kick off.
Jake Barker in to kick off for Lone Peak on this beautiful night here in Provo, Utah. Lights beginning to take effect at the foot of Rock Canyon. Barker approaches the ball, kicks it off. It's a line drive toward that corner. Galeai will take it at the 14. He's at the 20. He's at the 30. And he'll give Timpview excellent field position out here, the 40-yard line.
Numbers 23, Sean Tahi, and number 25, Tavita Mounga with the stop.
And Tavita Mounga with the stop there for LP.
Now we'll see how Carson Rasmussen can respond to this pressure Lone Peak has brought these last few plays, especially last drive. Maybe the team runs the ball a little more, gets some pressure off of him. But this Timpview team looking for answers.
First and 10 from the 40, from the pistol now. This is a handoff to the near side. Galeai, he's got a block. Galeai up the side, and he gets a first down all the way out to midfield. Check that, that's actually Soakai Aston, the Provo transfer, converted running back, who picks up a first down.
Right side of that Timpview line does a great job opening up the hole, and then the back does a great job fighting for extra yards, making a guy miss to get those 10 yards.
8 minutes, 34 seconds as we have a offside against Andy Stice.
Part of the snap, encroachment, defense, number 69. It's a 5-yard penalty to steal first down.
Andy Stice, the D tackle, called for the infraction. That's 16-10, Timpview trails.
What a way to respond. I mean, rattling off a big run and then drawing the offside. Getting some easy yardage right here. We'll see if they can continue on this drive.
Aston lines up again, the tailback. Rasmussen to throw on 1st and 5. Throws, that is complete. And a first down catch for Pula. Breaking tackles. Pula still on his feet and knocked out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Number 5, Jaron Pula.
First time he's got some space tonight.
Out of bounds
29 yards of that play and a first down.
Jaron Pula, that play just does an excellent job of sensing where the hole in the zone is. He could have overrun or continued his route, found the hole of the zone, sat there, trusted that Rasmussen would find him, and Rasmussen found him, turned it upfield, and that guy is hard to bring down.
And Hand off to Aston, right side. Soakai Aston knocked out inside the 5.
Hand off around the right side to number 11.
They just keep
Aston.
chunking away yardage.
He gets
First
all the way
and
down
goal
to the 4-yard
at the
line.
5-yard line. Rasmussen and Co. trying to go quickly.
That'll be enough for another T-bird.
Aston lines up in the pistol with Rasmussen. Double wide receivers either side, but given the fact they're running so well, why in the world would you even throw it? If you're head coach or your offensive coordinator, Nick Robbins. Handoff goes to Aston left side. Aston cuts up the middle, and he gets into the stack. He'll get swallowed up at about the 3-yard line. Good push
Number
that time.
11, Soakai Aston around the left
First
side.
tackle made there by Mulatalo, among
Tackle is
others.
about the
Lone Peak's
3-yard line.
defensive line does a good job at adjusting to the push. Timpview wanted to push him to the left side of the field, maybe open up a hole that he could blast on through. Wasn't able to find that hole, but you still have most likely 3 downs to get these 3 yards.
7:25 left to go, third quarter. Alexander Timoleb, Gavin Atkinson here at Timpview Thunderbirds Stadium. You do wonder just how aggressive offensive coordinator Nick Robbins will be, given the fact you want to take all the possessions and scores that you can. Power I formation. Play action. Rasmussen rolling. Rasmussen puts his head down. He gets knocked out of bounds
Carson
at the
Rasmussen
1.
around the left side.
How about that hit right there from Max Hamblin staying home?
Big collision at the 2-yard line.
But it stays short of the goal line, and he got
for Timpview.
maybe 2 downs to get this.
Man, did Carson Rasmussen, he got those 2 yards, but he paid the price. What a hit.
That was actually Grimmer, Anthon Grimmer, the 5'11 junior, the backup DB. Power I again with 7:07 to go. Third and goal at the 2. They motion a man. It's Gully I, right side, touchdown.
Hand off to number 0, Isa Lariai. Touchdown, Timpview.
Second touchdown of the game for Isa Galiai, and that ties the
Number
game
37, Luke Thornock in to attempt the extra point.
with 7 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Timpview just runs a very similar play, similar motions, just hands it to the back and says, "Stop me." And they couldn't. Gets the 2 yards, gets in the end zone, trying to take the lead here.
Extra point is up, and it is good. And the Timpview Thunderbirds have a 17-16 lead with 7 minutes and 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be back on the Rewind Sports Network. Timpview back on top for the first time since it was 7-3 in this ball game. Alexander Tim alongside Gavin Atkinson, and what's turning into a fun one here at Timpview Thunderbird Stadium in Provo, Utah. 7:04 left in the third quarter. Luke Thornock set to kick off. Thornock kicks off into the wind, and this will not reach the end zone. It'll be returnable. Up the sideline, 30, 40, and close to the 40-yard line. Getting close to there was Landon Goff.
Kick is returned out
And so
to
as Timpview started at the
about
40,
40-yard line by number 2,
so now Lone
Landon
Peak,
Goff.
their offense, Gavin, will start from the 40-yard line.
Once again, this game just seems to be even in all facets. Like everything these two teams seem to do, whether it's starting position on the field or points or whatever, these teams are doing very similar things. We'll have to see who gets the ball last.
Iumetolu from the pistol on 1st and 10. Second offensive drive for LP begins with a handoff to Tahi. And Tahi is wrestled to the turf. Or at least they tried to.
23, Sean Tahi.
And he gets nothing on that one.
Timpview just did an excellent job swarming to the back, not letting him break that tackle, and finishing the job. You know, a net gain of 0 yards. 2nd and 10. We'll see what Lone Peak can do next.
Approaching the halfway point of the third quarter. 6:26 and rolling. 2nd and 10 from the 40, and what's shaping up to looks like to be another great one here tonight on this Friday night here in Provo. Play clock down to 5. Niumetolu needs to get the snap off. He just got it away. 4 men on the rush. Throw. That is intercepted, or is it dropped? It is dropped. Castillo had his hands on it and cut out of his hands. And Lissa looks like he scooped it up actually off the carpet.
Man, Timpview is just sitting here thinking, what if? If he just been a little bit quicker, nothing but green grass ahead of him, and that could have been a pick six. Lone Peak extremely lucky there. 3rd and 10. We'll see if they can convert.
Blitz. Niumetolu gets out. Dropped.
The quarterback is brought down by number
That's
8,
Beckstead.
Matthias
Along
Lissa.
with Lissa. Good coverage
And number
downfield.
99,
And it's
Daniel
4th down.
Beckstead.
Doing a great job. Timpview's defensive line of knowing where the quarterback is, not losing him on the scramble, and getting him down, causing the 4th down. The punt and getting Lone Peak off the field.
Landon Goff will punt. Pula once again to snap, or to return the punt. Better snap this time for Goff, and he hits a beauty. High punt that will drive Pula back into the 15-yard line, while the white shirt's over there, and he gets clobbered at the 23-yard line. Good time to remind you, the Rewind Sports Network's coverage of Lone Peak Knights football is presented in part by Skin Science Institute. We have a flag down back at the 40. See what the call is. Scott Maxfield walking over to his officiating crew, seeing what the infraction was. It was right at the line of scrimmage, so maybe, well, we'll wait and see, just find out.
Unsportsmanlike foul number 8. Timpview. A penalty will be assessed at the end of the run, half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
Wow. Another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And this time it's against Matthias Lissa. So that means the ball is going to be backed up half the distance to the goal, started close to the 12-yard line with 5:13 left here in the third quarter.
And just when I thought we were going to get a drive with a fairly normal start in field position, around the 23, most of this game has been either at the 30, 40, or the 10. Once again, we'll get it at the 10. Timpview in the shadow of their own goalpost, and just an unnecessary penalty that moved them back.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for the Thunderbirds. Officially marked off at the 12. As Scott Maxfield, our official, taking the number of who was called for that unsportsmanlike conduct into the book. Remember, as per the rule, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against the same player or coach, they are ejected. And we have a flag.
Now, no matter who comes on top of this game, I imagine practice this next week is going to be rough. Both of these coaches frustrated with how undisciplined their teams has played. A lot of unnecessary penalties and free yards given to the other team.
9 penalties now against Lone Peak, 6 against Timpview in this game. 1st and 5 now from the 17. 5:13 left on the clock here in the third. Blitz coming. Rasmussen hit as he throws. It is incomplete, and boy, Rasmussen took a shot.
Incomplete.
Got clotheslined there by Andy Stice.
Man, I'm shocked the flag didn't fly in. I mean, Rasmussen took that hit, and it was high, around the head or neck area. But the flag didn't fly, so we'll see how Timpview responds as that Lone Peak pressure once again gets home.
Ryan Denny been sending a lot of pressure in this 46 look. 2nd down and 5 now. Handoff right side. This is Aston trying to cut it back to the inside. He does. and does well to get at least to the 20, pick up a free, and it'll bring up a third down and 2 here for this Timpview offense. And given where the score is right now, even if you score on this drive, Gavin, it's only going to be a one-score game still. This is a huge third down.
Yes, it is. These are the moments you live for in high school football. We'll see who can make the big play.
Ryan Denny's team looks like they're showing pressure. They have everybody lined up. And we have a timeout called as Ryan Denny was walking out onto the field. And we will take one with them as well. 4 minutes and 27 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Timpview up by 1 in what is becoming another fun one to watch here tonight at the foot of Rock Canyon.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Thankful to have the Salt Lake Running Company as our sponsor of these games here on the Rewind Sports Network. Third down and 2 yards to go here for the Timpview offense from the 20. Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network is presented by Skin Science Institute. Alexander Timmel alongside Gavin Atkinson here at Thunderbirds Stadium.
Third and 2, one of the bigger moments of the game. Once again, we'll see who can make the play.
It's a handoff and not even close. Aston stoned.
Handoff up the middle goes
Hamblin
for no gain.
et al.
It'll be 4th and
3 and
2
out
for Timpview.
And they'll have to punt it away. And that's a big stop by Ryan Denny's defense.
You know, Timpview just thought, hey, we can muscle through it. We did it on the goal line a few possessions ago, or a possession ago. Let's try it again. Didn't work that time. Lone Peak was ready for it, got the defensive line to get a push, and here we are looking at a punt.
So 4th and a yard. Remember, last time Timpview had a bad snap on the punt. Now they're having trouble getting an 11th player out there on the field. This time a better snap for Galei. He gets it away. It's a sidewinder. That will kick to the right and die out of bounds at the 49-yard line. So that will give Lone Peak, once again, excellent field position.
Punt goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
You know, not the punt Timpview wanted. Went a little more sideways than you would have liked. And now Lone Peak has even better field position than they expected. You know, only needing to go 50, 51 yards to get into the end zone.
3 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. Alexander Timmel of Gavin Atkinson. A 1-point game here at Thunderbird Stadium in Provo, Utah. Kepa Niumetolu from the shotgun. Looks to throw on first down. Pass is caught. That is Castile. And Castile is ripped out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
Pass complete to number 10.
And something that is so important in football, but often overlooked, is the yards after catch. You know, that's a short 5-yard out route. You know, gets it to his receiver. Receiver's able to turn upfield, break a tackle, and make a, you know, otherwise small play into a much bigger play, getting the chains moved. 1st and 10 down at the 41, I believe.
That was actually Owen McNeil, not Castile. I apologize. There is a sweep to the far side to right, and he gets swallowed up immediately.
On the right side to number 6, Samuel Wright.
And that's a loss of a yard of the play. It'll be 2nd and 11 from the 37.
99, Daniel Beckstead.
Nothing there as Timpview's linebackers stay true, getting to the line of scrimmage. Not quite to the backfield, but stopping for no gain is a win.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. From the shotgun, once again, Niumetolu, triple wide receiver to the right, with the tailback right next to him. Niumetolu throws deep, and it is incomplete as Staley didn't get his head around. The ball was there.
Incomplete, intended for
And it'll bring up
19,
another third and long here for this Lone Peak offense.
Once again, we'll see if we can convert it. Probably going to be a long pass play, but don't count out the yards after catch. Maybe a screen if Timpview brings some pressure. But as we hear AC/DC welcoming us to this third down, we'll see if Timpview can get the stop.
Blitz. Niumetolu gets rid of it, completes it to Wright, and Wright's going to get hog tied down after a pickup of about 5 yards. But Gavin, you have to think, this is a situation, even with the wind in your back, that's more than enough to try and think about going for it here.
Yeah, I mean, you are in no man's land. It's 4th and 7, fairly long, but you're at the 32-yard line. You're out of field goal range. That would be a very, very long kick for a college kicker or NFL kicker. So we'll see them go for this 4th and 7 in no man's land.
4th down and 6. The volume really being turned up now. Niumetolu to throw. Throws it wide open. Touchdown. There are no flags.
Pass is complete.
Sean Mayberry.
Touchdown.
Timpview's looking around, has no idea who was supposed to be on him. Just blown coverage. Finds the streak route on the 4th and 7. Man, did they break right there? Oh, that's a tough one to swallow as Lone Peak is looking to take the 6-point lead unless they go for 2.
I believe the call coming in is that they are going to go for 2 here, given that is a 22-17 ball game now. A 4th down touchdown. By LP. So now Ike Staley, the Wildcat quarterback, in to try to go for 2. He brings Mayberry in motion, and he's going to throw and completes it for the conversion.
You have got to be kidding me. How did he get that ball in there? Timpview was ready. They had 3 guys around the receiver, and he was able to make that diving grab. It survived the ground to get the 2-point conversion, make this a 7-point game.
So 24-17 now your score. Lone Peak now. Mosey's back in front. We remind you the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, and our coverage of high school football will continue next week. We invite you to join us for our KSL Sports Rewind Game of the Week between Corner Canyon and Lone Peak. Remember, Corner Canyon coming off that upset of number 3 IMG Academy last night. Now plays these same Lone Peak Knights. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham on the call next week, Friday night from Highland.
Very excited for that game. That one will be very interesting to see Corner Canyon's high-powered offense going against this Lone Peak defense. That's one I don't want to miss out on.
Jerome Miles, I mean, he had himself a ball game last night in that game against IMG Academy, scoring the game-tying and game-winning touchdowns. Helaman Kasunga threw 5 touchdown passes in the game. As what was more impressive, Corner Canyon, we'll get back to this in a second, shut out the IMG Academy Ascenders for the final 2 quarters of the game. And as the kickoff goes through the end zone for a touchback, it looks like there's no flag on the field, so I have no idea what the conversation is here. It looks like we're just going to do it again because it doesn't look like the officials were all set up. So Rickard Carr's going to have to kick off again.
A little bit of a do-over right now. We'll see if he can get this one out of the end zone again, prevent a return from this excellent return team for Timpview.
1 minute and 15 seconds left here in the third quarter. Lone Peak leads Timpview 24-17. Carr this time kicks it off, and thou hast said, Mr. Atkinson kicks it right through the back of the end zone.
Kick goes into the end
But Gavin,
zone.
getting back to what I was talking about earlier, Corner Canyon not only beat IMG last night, but they shut out IMG for the last 2.5 quarters of that game. And you have to say, that in itself is pretty impressive.
Oh, 100%. Anytime you can hold a team scoreless through a singular quarter is impressive. It's a win if you get them off scoreless on a drive. So seeing them do it through 2 quarters, you know, we saw Timpview do it to Skyridge last week, which allowed them to get the win. It is very impressive.
Rasmussen to throw on first down and fires. It's caught by Pula. And Pula is knocked out of bounds at the 27-28-yard
Pass
line.
complete to number 5, Jaron Pula.
Of course, IMG Academy, the number 3 team in the
Knocked out of
nation.
bounds by number 17,
According to Max Preps,
Dallas
number 3
Anderson.
team in the USA Today top 20, Super 25.
8-yard gain on the play,
And
second
Gavin,
and
what's
2
more
for
impressive
Timpview.
than that is that marks 2 consecutive seasons now where a top 5 ranked team in the country has lost. Because remember, last year, Kahuku upset number 3 St. John Bosco in Laie. As Aston, big hole right side, has a first down all the way out to
And
the
off
40.
on the right side, number
Good
11,
block there from Jaron
Sotai
Pula.
Ashton.
Or from Kenan Pula
Tripped up on
to
the
get the
play
hole
by
open
number
and a
2,
first down.
Landon Goff.
Nothing but green grass once he broke through that
That's
hole.
enough for another
I mean, he had
receiver.
10 yards in between him and the next defensive player. Great play call there.
So it's not really the bird raid, it's the ground and pound raid right now for offensive coordinator Nick Robbins. Zampale, Rasmussen takes off. He's got a first down and shoved out of bounds close to the sideline.
Carson
Maybe
Rasmussen
about a couple
scrambles
yards short of the first down.
out
Goff
of
was the one
bounds
who
at the
hallway
48-yard
monitored him
line.
to the sideline.
Stop made by
You know,
number
paid the
2,
price at the
Goff.
end of that play, but I just want to talk about his ability to change direction. How fast he was going so far north and then immediately turns to the right side of the field, juking the defender and getting a few extra yards.
43 seconds left in the third quarter. And a flag. And I think I know what this is. Scott Maxfield, our official.
Part of the snap. False start. Offense. Number 66. The 5-yard penalty is still second down.
Now it's once again on the left guard, Cuello.
Timpview's offensive line maybe getting a little antsy, little intimidated by this Lone Peak defense. You know, they were showing pressure and they bring pressure, maybe just trying to get a little bit of a head start to stop them.
17 total penalty, 8th on Timpview tonight. They bring pressure from the right side. Rasmussen all day throws for Pula! Off his fingertips, incomplete!
Pass falls incomplete.
He had a step on Anderson, but Pula couldn't haul it in.
Coverage on the play from number
Man,
17, Dallas Anderson.
You know, that's one he's going to be thinking about tonight, no matter the outcome. Hit him in the hands. Would have been a tough catch, but you got to bring it down. Brings on a 3rd and 7. We'll see what Nick Robbins draws up for this Timpview offense right here.
And we have another flag. Make it 10 penalties now against Lone Peak. Looked like it was Hansen that came across this
Part
time.
of the snap. Encroachment. Defense number 8. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So this opens up the playbook a little bit more here for Coach Robbins here on this 3rd down and 2.
And Lone Peak's defensive coordinator, Ryan Denny, he's got to be thinking, what's going on? You got a 3rd and 7. Now it's 3rd and 2, much more manageable.
And we're going to have another flag. But this time, it's going the other way.
Good ball. Ball start offense number 5. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Doing a little bit of a dance right here, a forward, backward. All just done by the officials right now. doesn't feel like we got to play run in a minute.
36 seconds left in this third quarter. 19 total penalties, 10 against Lone Peak now, and 9 for Timpview. And they bring the house, and the throw is caught, but short of the first down.
Pass complete to number 12, Dennis Tuaone.
Dennis Tuaone made the catch.
Line. A yard
And
shy of the first down marker. It'll be 4th and 1 for Timpview.
Is a very gutsy call here by head coach Donnie Atuaya.
Looks like they were just trying to draw him offside. We'll see if they... Here comes the play call now.
We got 10 seconds, now 7 left in the quarter. Will they run a play? They won't. And that will take us to the end of the third quarter. So head coach Donnie Atuaya is going to have some time to think about it. It's 4th and 1 from the 49. Does Lone Peak get a punt? Or will Timpview go for it on 4th down and plus territory? We'll be back. Well, everyone, buckle up. Grab your popcorn and strap in for what's going to be a great fourth quarter here at Timpview High School Thunderbirds Stadium. Alexander Timolik alongside Gavin Atkinson. It's 4th and 1 as we start this fourth quarter here for the Timpview Thunderbirds. And I have to tell you, this is a huge decision here by head coach Donnie Atuaya. Do you go for it on 4th and 1 from your 49, or do you punt it and trust your defense to get you a stop?
I mean, a very interesting call right here. It looks like they will be going for it. As Lone Peak's got to get that man off. They will in that power formation.
It'll be power I again. And just taking our time here while the officials get set on the field.
Timpview very unhappy with that.
Well, here we go. 4th and a yard from the 49. Galei, the tailback. In the power I formation. Will they snap it? They will. It's Galei. He's got it. Boy, you talk about a gutsy call by offensive coordinator Nick Robbins. That was it.
What a way to start off a great quarter. You know, that might set the tone for the rest of the quarter or the rest of the game, as Nick Robbins made a gutsy call and his players were able to execute, get those 3 yards, convert on 4th, extend the drive. We'll see how Lone Peak responds.
11 minutes, 40 seconds left in regulation time. 24-17 Lone Peak in what has been a back and forth battle here tonight at the foot of Rock Canyon. Rasmussen to throw, throws the seam powder, intercepted! Picked off by Mayberry! Mayberry coming near side, 40! He's at the 30! 1 minute to beat! 20, 10, cuts back and brought down at the 5-yard line!
Pass is intercepted by number 1, Jaden Mayberry.
What a play! What a turn of events in this game after a massive 4th down conversion. Timpview throws the pick. A complete flip of the field as Lone Peak gets their second pick, almost their second pick 6 in the last 2 weeks. Gives their offense a very short field. 5 yards is all they've got to get to make this a 2-possession game. And as you say, if you blink, you miss it. This game, if they score it, may feel a much bigger deficit.
1st and goal from the 5. Kepa Niumetolu from the pistol. Handoff to Tahi. Powers forward. Touchdown. Lone Peak.
And off up the middle, number 23.
Just
Sean
like
Tahi.
that.
Touchdown, Lone Peak.
The Lone Peak Knights up by 2 scores.
And it's just like a balloon. You know, all the air out of a balloon was let out in the stadium. You know, you can hear Lone Peak's side on the far side of the field, but this side where Timpview is completely shocked. You know, they were just celebrating that 4th and 1. And now they're mourning that pick and that touchdown.
Extra point is up, and it is good. 31-17 with 11 minutes and 11 seconds left
The extra
here
point is good for number
in this
45,
fourth quarter.
Brecken Carr.
Boy, as we said, Gavin, what a turn of events.
11 minutes remaining
But
to score Lone Peak.
as we
31,
said,
Timpview
the defenses
17.
were going to be key in this ball game, and right now it's LP's defense with those 2 turnovers, turning them into 10 points. That's the difference right now here in this ball game.
I mean, 100%. You go back and watch the Bingham game, and it really came down to those turnovers because Lone Peak had a pick 6 and another pick that gave them a similar field position as that last drive. Their offense only ended up scoring 7 points from a full field. But Lone Peak right now are maximizing their opportunities off of turnovers. Their defense is playing well. And if you're Carson Rasmussen, you have to have a short-term memory. You can't be thinking about that. You got to be thinking forward. There's 11 minutes left in this game. Plenty of time to make a comeback.
Brecken Carr will kick off. 31-17 Lone Peak. Again, Lone Peak has scored 21 points. They've scored 10 off of now 2 Timpview turnovers. Kickoff by Carr will go into the end zone for a touchback. And that will bring out Carson Rasmussen out
their drive
to the 20-yard
line. First and 10.
Next week, the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com travels to American Fork. Join Alex Napolis and Brian Brown as the West Panthers take on the American Fork Cavemen. Coverage starts next week, Friday night, 7 p.m. on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We'd like to also welcome those of you joining us on the KSL Plus app and on the KSL Sports Rewind Friday Night Red Zone. Carson Rasmussen on first down, throws the tunnel screen complete to Pula. Pula up the sideline and knocked out of bounds by Goff, among others. At the 32-yard line.
Screen complete to number
Great job getting those yards, making it a second and very short.
32-yard line.
Or excuse me, that is enough for a first down. He got the yardage, paid the price at the end, took a big hit on that sideline, but got the chains moved.
11 minutes, 4 seconds left here in regulation. Still a 2-possession game. Rasmussen takes off, and boy, did he take a hit as he was trying to take off right up the middle.
Scramble up the middle, gain of 3 on the play.
He got maybe 3 on the play.
Very physical game so far. I mean, all these players are going to wake up so sore in the morning. They've taken so many hits, fighting for every yard.
It's what we thought was going to happen, you and me, coming to this game. Blitz coming. Rasmussen has time. Now throws. That's complete. That's Pula. And Pula has a first down out to the 43-yard line.
Great job by Rasmussen going through his progression. Sees his first option isn't open. Turns his head. Found Pula open on that side of the field. Gets the first down and throws that ball with pressure in his face.
Approaching 10 minutes to go in regulation. Rasmussen throws, and it is caught, but Pula went backwards. Kenan Pula went backwards and lost a couple of yards.
Yeah, it might have been better to drop that one. You lost the 2.
Second and 12.
Trying to run that tunnel screen again, and it looked like they might have had it if that ball wasn't as low or if he hadn't lost his balance. But now we're going to a 2nd and 11.
Abraham Ogata now joins in the slot to the right. Blitz picked up. Throw. That is complete. That's Jaron Pula. Pula trying to break tackles. And Pula again with a first down to the 40-yard line.
Number 5,
Pula is just so fun to watch. You see him on that short little route, and then he just plants his foot, changes direction, gets on the other side of the defender, and gets those extra yards, getting the first down.
First and 10 from the Lone Peak 40. Rasmussen throws, looking for Pula, and good coverage on the sideline there by Landon Goff.
Pass falls incomplete, intended for number 5.
Pula wanted that pass interference right there. Didn't
coverage on the play for number 25.
Didn't seem like the defender was able to get the head around, but I'm not sure that one was catchable.
Jude Mulatalo lost his helmet on the last play. That's why there were so many whistles. Jaron Pula once again becoming Carson Rasmussen's favorite target here late in this game.
2 minutes remaining to go. 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 2 minutes remaining to go.
As Timpview trying to come back from behind again. Rasmussen to throw. Looking. Pressure. Gets away. Now comes set. Now fires. That's complete. That is Aston out of the backfield. And Aston is knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Aston, he's
What an excellent job improvising. Rasmussen, the pass protection breaks down. He has two Lone Peak defenders coming at him. He's able to make a miss and then extends the play. You think he's running out of real estate on the right or on the far side of the sideline and able to find the receiver that's open.
25 yards. Now they give it off to Aston up the middle. And with 9 minutes and running here to go in the fourth quarter,
tackle made at
this is going to be 4-down territory here for Timpview. Remember, Timpview defeated Lone Peak on a neutral site in 2022, 31-10. They beat Lone Peak last year on their home field, 31-24. The Knights trying to recapture a winning streak in the series, and they're trying to beat Timpview on their home field. Rasmussen to throw. Throws. Lots of contact. And here comes the laundry sale.
Pass falls incomplete.
Yup, it just looked like the defender, the corner, just got tripped up and then fell onto Pula. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is a pass interference. Pula had no chance at getting to that ball due to the defender's actions.
Now remember, this will not result in an automatic first down like in college.
It's interference, defense, number 2. Half the distance to the goal will replay second down.
So because it was not, in high school you do not get an automatic first down on a pass interference, especially if it's half the distance to the goal, and now our yardage marker guy is confused here because he thinks it's second down from the 14 when in reality it should be 2nd and 2 from the 8. Now he moves up. Approaching 9:30 p.m. local time here in Provo. Timpview looking to stay alive in this game with 9 minutes to go. Rasmussen sprint out to his left, looking to the end zone, throws to the end zone, and incomplete. Looking for Pula in the end zone.
Pass falls incomplete.
I like the play call there, but a dangerous throw right there as you had Lone Peak safety sitting right there.
3rd and 2 for the Timpview offense.
Lucky that one sailed out through the back of the end zone. We'll see what they can do. 3rd and short or 2nd and short. I'm sorry, I can't see that. 3rd and short.
It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 8. And then with Aston in the backfield, we're thinking to ourselves, why don't you just hand the ball off and get it by yardage, or you can just get it by penalty like they did just there. And that will do just nicely for the Timpview offense.
Ryan Denny is losing his mind. You know, there's so many first downs that are coming, just by, they're not having to work for them. These first downs are coming off these penalties, these mental mistakes. Now it's 1st and goal rather than having the chance to get them off the field.
So 1st and goal at the 4. Sweep to Aston, and Aston gets bottled up by a white wall over there.
Hand off around the right side to number 11, Soakai Aston.
Lone Peak just swarming to the ball, making sure, he's brought down, can't slip out of a tackle and find his way into the end zone. 4 or 5 guys there to bring him down.
Tag Zundell.
2nd and goal.
Living up to his name, tagging him in the backfield. 8 minutes left to go. 2nd and goal at the 8. Rasmussen looking. Rasmussen in trouble. He throws it away, but there was no receiver in the area. He was also not outside the tackle box, nor was he beyond the line of scrimmage.
Pass ball's incomplete.
I'm very interested to see if we see a late flag here. It didn't seem there was no receiver in the area.
And there is a flag. They threw the flag, so this is going to be intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding results as a sack.
And that's going to make it 3rd and a mile here because it's 10 yards off from the spot of the foul, which means it'll be 3rd and goal from the 32-yard line.
And even when you think Lone Peak's defense is backed up in a corner and, 1st and goal, from the 5, they find a way to push this Timpview offense back, making it a 3rd and goal from back at BYU.
3rd and goal from the 22-yard line. I misspoke, actually. So from the 10 yards from the previous spot. 3rd down and goal from the 22. They bring the house. Rasmussen launches, hoping for a prayer, and miscommunication as he was looking for Zedekiah on Naihu Ambrosio. And with 7 minutes and 39 seconds left here in the football game, Gavin, you'd have to think this is probably the ball game right here.
Yes, and that one, just a quick correction, was from the 27, the 5 extra yards. 4th and 27, that's going to be a tough one to come by, but, down 2 possessions, 7 minutes left. I think they have to, heave it into the end zone and try and pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Well, we've seen Rasmussen do it before. They bring 4. Rasmussen directing traffic, hit as he throws, and throws it out of the end zone.
Pass falls incomplete. Lone Peak will take over.
And Lone Peak will take over on downs.
Big momentum shift right there, and it all started with that intentional grounding. They were in such a good position to make this a 1-score game. And then once again, they found out time and time again how hard it is to score on this Lone Peak defense. Lone Peak makes you earn every point. They don't care if it's 1st and goal. They don't care if it's 4th and goal. They'll do their best to stop you.
So now the load's on the shoulders of the Timpview defense. Here's a handoff up the middle. And Wright gets hit after a gain of maybe 2 yards, and the clock will run with 7 minutes and 22 seconds left.
And you can't get too conservative right here. There's way too much time to just run the clock out. You've got to find a way to continue getting first downs. If you can put together a long drive, maybe then you can think about, taking a lot of time off the clock. But you can't abandon all aggression if you're Lone Peak.
Clock now under 7 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Timpview has been outscored in the second half, 21-7. Iumetolu from the pistol. Again, the handoff to Wright. Trying to keep it in the middle of the field and run some more clock. He gets stopped after no gain on the play. And it'll be 3rd down again here for LP.
He stopped in the
Now the question is, Gavin, do you throw it here?
That is a great question, because if you get that first down, you have the opportunity to take even more time off the clock. If you run it, you keep that clock running. Timpview has some timeouts. They've got to start playing, figuring out their strategy, how to get back into this game. They've got to score on the next possession they get, if they get it again. But a very key down right here may determine the game.
They just get it away. Iumetolu throws, and they throw it away in the direction there of McNeil. So, with 5:52 to go, Gavin, Timpview does its job defensively, and now the offense needs to do their job here.
That was a very quick 3 and out. You took about, a minute and a half off the clock. Lone Peak's defense is going to come back onto the field. Maybe not as much of a break as they would hope, but they've been doing their job thus far. Let's see if they can do it again. Timpview maybe talked about a couple things on the sideline, how to finish the drive. You got into the red zone and you came up empty, and you cannot do that.
Low snap, Goff able to handle it, and gets off a sidewinder into the wind, and it's taken by Galeai. Galeai trying to cut back. And he will get close to midfield as he's brought down right there.
With the return out to the 49
and that will set up the Thunderbirds very nicely here on 1st and 10 from the 49.
Caleb Bradshaw.
Bradshaw was the one who made the stop.
Now with 5:39 left in this game, you're down 2 possessions. You need to find a way to fit 3 possessions into that time. You've got to have a possession. Lone Peak's got to have a possession unless you get an onside kick. And then you've got to have enough time to do it again. So we'll see how fast their offense runs.
Rasmussen, 4 men on the rush, gets rid of it, and it is incomplete, intended for Kenan Pula.
Pass falls
coverage in the
incomplete.
area.
Coverage on the play for number 22.
The silver lining about that play is the clock has stopped. So yes, it's
Second
an
and 10.
incompletion with no gain, but it's a 2nd and 10. You need to score fast. You can't have these long drives. And that clock is stopped, leaving you with more time later on if you can make it count.
5 minutes, 35 seconds left here in the game. 31-17. Lone Peak leads. Rasmussen, quick pass. That is complete to Ogata. And Ogata, with his first catch of the game, is brought down after 5.
Now you got to get lined up fairly quick. You know, get your play call in. Don't make mistakes, but you can't afford to waste time down 2 possessions.
5 minutes and 17 seconds and rolling. Now 5:10 to go. 3rd and 4 from the 45. Obviously 2 downs to get 4 yards here. Lone Peak looking for one more stop. They bring it. Rasmussen, caught. Ogata. Forward progress should be enough for a first down. Where do they mark him?
Number 21.
They mark him at the 41. He's got it. Not by much, though, but he got it.
And I mean, you paid the price right there. You took off a lot of time. And it almost looks like the clock did not stop for that ball to be set.
Quickly, they snap it now. 3 men on the rush. Rasmussen steps up in the pocket, climbs, now takes off, and he takes a hit as he gets across the 35 to the 34-yard line. And Ryan Denny clearly right now content with not letting people get downfield as we have a player down for LP.
Down the 34-yard line.
And it looks like it's Max Stice.
A player down.
And so the clock will stop with 4 minutes and 27 seconds. And while they attend to Max Stice, we'll take a break. Timpview looking for one last gasp on this Friday night here in Provo.
At Skin Science Institute, we offer top-tier educational experience in aesthetics, including the finest facility, the most comprehensive curriculum, and a team of highly experienced professionals. We take pride in our fun and exciting culture to give our students a positive learning environment while training on the best machinery the industry has to offer. We ensure our graduates not only receive the best education, but also step into their careers with confidence, thanks to our robust job placement support. Start your journey as an esthetician today. Our monthly start dates and financial aid opportunities make it easy to jump in. Visit our website at www.skinscienceinstitute.com to schedule a tour and enroll now.
Field under his own power with 4:27 left in the 4th quarter. Alexander Timolip and Gavin Atkinson. We're approaching 9:40 local time. For those watching on the KSL Sports Rewind Friday Night Red Zone, we'd like to welcome those of you watching on the KSL Plus app. We also like to thank those of you who are watching this game or listening to this game as part of Red Zone on the KSL Sports Zone 97.5 FM 1280 AM. Alexander Timolip and Gavin Atkinson picking the action up for a first down completion to Abraham Ogata. And a first down to the 21-yard line. Clock will stop temporarily with 4:11 left in the game.
Now that's just what they needed. Get a big chunk play, save some time. Let's see what they can do with it.
1st and 10 now from the 22-yard line. Under 4 minutes left on this next snap. 4 men on the rush. Rasmussen throws. It is dropped. Pass was a little high, but the good news is the clock stops with 3 minutes 58 seconds left here in the game.
2nd and 10.
Great job by the back, following that play through, playing that play to the whistle. They're taught to pull the ball away from the receiver's hands, break up that pass. He had it, or the Timpview receiver had it for the first little bit, and then he was able to break up the pass, finish the play.
Timpview still has all 3 of their timeouts left. Rasmussen, quick pass. That is complete. High throw, but Pula makes the catch. He gets out of bounds, so he will stop the clock with 3 minutes and 53 seconds left here in regulation. And he got 2 downs here to pick up this 2 yards.
15-yard line.
Now, ideally, you want to get it in 1. Just because that clock is your enemy. You are losing so much time on this drive. You still have your timeouts. But if Lone Peak gets 1 first down, if you score, playing hypotheticals, it could be over.
31-17 Lone Peak. They bring the blitz. The throw. What a catch! Jared Pula
Acrobatic
stacks
catch
it.
across the
And
middle
a
for
first
number
down to the
5,
5-yard
Jared
line.
Pula.
Clock starts with 3:47 to
That's enough for
go.
another T-Bird.
He put Timpview on his back. They had to get that play, and he got it for them.
Busted play. Throw is incomplete. Rasmussen looking for a flag. He got it.
Complete penalty flag on the play.
Valgertson comes away saying, who, what, me? But that's going to make it first and goal at the 2.5-yard line. So Timpview not quite out of it just yet. 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
Pass interference.
New life brought into this stadium by Jaron Pula,
First down.
the hero from last week. Doing everything he can to keep Timpview in this game.
3
3 yards to go.
3 minutes and 35 seconds. Officially 2.5 yards to go. The clock stops because of the penalty. Remember, Timpview still has all 3 of its timeouts at its disposal.
On the 3 for Timpview.
Aston in the backfield. Triple wide receivers in that run and shoot set. Ogata, Ambrosio, and the Pulas. Throw. Pula dropped it.
Pass falls.
Tried to go to the other Pula brother. Just wasn't able to bring that one down. I liked the route. I liked the play call. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
3:32 left to go. Lone Peak looking for what will be a huge upset here on this Friday night. The defending 5A champions on the ropes. Rasmussen to throw. Throws. Caught! But Ambrosio breaks the tackle! And he gets in! Touchdown!
Second effort from wide receiver number 7, Zed Anahu Ambrosio. Touchdown, Timpview.
What a second effort! Does an excellent job of absorbing the hits, refusing to go down. And Timpview has got a chance. It will now be in the hands of their defense.
Luke Thornock now to make it a 7-point game. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go. It is crunch time here in Provo, Utah.
31-24.
Well, folks, there's nothing like Friday night in Utah, and we are getting everything we asked for. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in regulation. Alexander Timberlip and Gavin Atkinson here at Thunderbirds Stadium. And Gavin, as you said, now it's in the hands of the Timpview defense following that touchdown.
They've made plays all night. Now they just got to make 3 more. They've just got to get them out in a 3 and out. Or maybe, if you waste a little bit of time, they can get 1 first down if you're smart with your timeouts. We'll see what happens, but it is do or die for the T-Birds.
Thornock kicks off. It goes through the end zone. 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line. And Gavin,
Kickoff in the end zone. Touchback. Lone Peak will start their drive.
Knows
from the
what this
20-yard
feels
line.
like. He was there last year in that semifinal against Timpview. They let it slip away when he was with Alta. This is now his chance at redemption.
That experience is most definitely going to help him. I'm sure he's still feeling the nerves, but now he should be able to handle them, or at least know how to mitigate them. We'll see. This is the biggest play of the game, or the biggest drive of the game thus far.
Low snap, but able to handle it, and Wright is brought down in the backfield, and Dunny onto Aya immediately calls
Ta'ani Makasini.
the first of his 3 timeouts. Ta'ani Makasini made the stop.
Timpview, that's their first of the half.
Great start for this Timpview defense. Lone Peak, I'm thinking just trying to get Timpview to burn those timeouts. Looks like they might take a timeout of their own, discuss what they want to do with their next 2 downs as they've fallen behind the sticks.
Well, once again, it's approaching 9:45 here in Utah. We'd like to welcome those of you who are tuning in with us on the KSL Sports Rewind Friday Night Red Zone with Dane Stewart and Dusty Litster and Jeff Hansen back at the KSL Broadcast House. You are listening to the voices of Alexander Tubalip alongside Gavin Atkinson here at Timpview Thunderbirds Stadium on DKSL Sports Zone 97.5 FM, 1280 AM The Zone, and on the KSL Plus app streaming worldwide.
And these are the moments you live for. These are the moments you practice with your brother in the backyard. You know, final drive of the game. Can you make the play? We'll see if Timpview can do it.
2nd and 12 following the timeout. Kepa Niumetolu, the Alta transfer. Right the tailback, and he's going to throw. And the throw is caught by Mayberry. He's going to be very close, but the clock stops
Number 5,
with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the area regulation.
You know,
yard line.
And this is 3rd and 1.
You'll never turn down the yards. This 3rd and 1 is going to be very interesting, but if he had just turned back up into the field, let the clock run a bit, may Timpview use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, they could be in a little bit better of position, but we'll see if it matters right now as this place gets loud for this 3rd and 1.
And understandably, head coach Bart Brockbank going to take a
On
timeout.
the field. Lone Peak, that's their second of the half.
And you called it, Gavin. Maybe Bart Brockbank and offensive coordinator Gary Trowbridge would take a timeout to discuss some things here on this 3rd and 1, because you would think at this point of the game, with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, this more than likely is going to be a run, but Niumetolu also threw for 11 yards on the last play.
And let's not forget, he has a pretty good running ability. You know, if nothing's there, if you do a RPO and it's not there, maybe he can improvise when he needs to get this first down. But this Timpview defense has been impressive all night long. You know, this is toss-up. We'll see who can make the play in a night full of big plays.
And it's going to be a Wildcat snap. And we have a flag. Did Lone Peak break with too many men? They did!
Illegal substitution on the offense.
What a mental mistake! Oh!
It's still 3rd down.
Wow!
What a gut-wrenching mistake! You can't do that!
It'll be 3rd and 6 for Lone Peak.
3rd and 6 is much easier to stop than 3rd and 1. With 3 minutes and 13 seconds left, we have ourselves a ball game. Buckle up.
The noise has been growing exponentially, and this is when it will be at its peak. Blitz, Niumetolu, caught, first down.
Oh.
Mayberry got it
To number 5,
by about a yard.
Mayberry just past the
What a
30-yard
great
line.
job
That was
of
just
knowing
enough for a first
exactly
down.
where he needed to be. You know, not a yard less, not a yard more. He got that first down, and the clock will run. Timpview still has 2 timeouts. With 3 minutes left, I don't believe it's mathematically impossible, but it is improbable.
Well, that's what people said last week about that Skyridge finish. Game's not quite over just yet. 2:45 and rolling. Niumetolu from the gun. Hands to right. And he'll get stopped again at the line of scrimmage. Donnie
Handoff
Atuaya
up the middle, blown up by number 99.
will immediately
Daniel
call
Beckstead.
a timeout with 2 minutes and
Loss of
32
one on the
seconds
play.
here in the game.
I imagine they'll put some more time on the clock as that whistle was blown long before the game clock was stopped. Right now it's at 2:31. We'll see if they add any time.
Timeout on the field. Timpview, that's their second timeout of the half.
So now Scott Maxfield will have a conference with his back judge and Donnie Atuaya.
We set the game clock to 2 minutes 36 seconds.
So it'll be 2:36 on the game clock.
To 2 minutes 36 seconds.
So mathematically speaking here, Gavin, 2nd and 11 from the 30. Timpview conceivably could get one more stop, burn their last timeout, and then it would likely come down to a third down if we get there.
Man, this game has just been so incredible. Both teams should hang their heads high after the results of this one. We'll see if Timpview can extend it.
2nd and 11 from the 30-yard line. Niumetolu and a flag. And I think this is going to be a false start. It is.
Ooh.
That's going to make it 2nd and 16. Count of 12 penalties now against LP.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 51. It's a 5-yard penalty.
You know, I've said it a couple times tonight, but just to reiterate, you know, I imagine both teams are going to be cleaning up a lot in practice this next week. Too many penalties for their liking. Most coaches will say 1 penalty is too much, but that is unrealistic. 12 is a ton.
Handoff goes, no, keeper by Niumetolu. Trying to just get back to the line of scrimmage, and he gets brought down. And Donnie Atuaya will burn his final timeout with 2:28 to go in the game.
You know, that play was a little scary. I thought that ball might have come out as he dove for that. You know, we've seen, obviously, Miami blow a very late game last year against Georgia Tech with a late fumble. Very lucky that one didn't pop out on a fairly risky dive.
.951 here in Provo as we're approaching the top of the hour. 3rd down and 19 is coming up here. If you're joining us from the Friday Night Red Zone, we thank you for joining us. With my broadcast partner, Gavin Atkinson, I'm Alexander Tumulip with Austin Bigelow on the camera here from the top of the press box at the new Thunderbird Stadium. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left to go. It is 3rd down and 19. And we will just sit back and let this play tell you what happens. Handoff goes to Tahi. He will be stopped. No timeouts left for Timpview, so they will get the ball as the play clock starts now with about 2:18 left to go.
At the 29-yard line. It'll be 4th and long for Lone Peak.
Call it about 1 minute and 20 seconds until Timpview gets the football back. They'll send Wilkerson and Galeai back to receive. Play clock will be at 9 seconds here. 1 minute 39 will be the official's time when this ball is snapped, but we have another flag.
You know, I was just about to say we've already seen some issues with the punting side in this game. Is it possible we see another as that false start came in? Moves this punter back. And I don't know, this field has been unfriendly to special teams in this first 2 weeks.
So Galeai and Wilkerson will move up to the 41-yard line. Their heels are on the 40. And more so because of the penalty. Remember, Gavin, the clock stops. So the clock is stopped with 1 minute 42 seconds left here in regulation time. At a high snap, Goff gets it away clean and gets away a good one. And they're going to let this one go out of bounds at the 44-yard line. So Timpview will have to go 56 yards in 95 seconds with no timeouts.
Lone Peak is very fortunate that one wasn't blocked. That was a high snap. almost caused it to be blocked. If that was a block, this game is completely flipped on its head. Timpview has 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. We'll see what they can do with that if they play their cards right. It could be an eternity until this game is over.
7 points sends us to overtime. 8 points will win the game. 5 wides in the set. Rasmussen throws, caught, coming back for it is Pula, up the sideline, still in bounds, out of bounds, hurls a man out of bounds, at the 43-yard line.
He's out of bounds.
Doing everything he can to just will this Timpview team. The Pula brothers have just been extraordinary. Does a great job cutting back to the sideline and making sure he gets out to stop the clock.
1:27 to go. Rasmussen throws for Pula again. This time a shorter gain. He gets out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Pick up a 4 yards on the play.
At the 40-yard line. Second down.
Well, we talked about it. Carson Rasmussen has been in these situations before. He led Pleasant Grove to that huge monster upset over Skyridge on one leg last October. Trying to rally his team from another 2-score deficit here. 1:24 to go. Rasmussen, quick pass, wide open is Ogata, and he gets out of bounds at the 31-yard line, close to the 29. He will stop the clock with a minute 8 seconds, with a minute 18 left.
Another just blown coverage right there by Lone Peak. Wide open, able to get those 10 yards and out of bounds. At the very least, you got to tackle him in bounds if you're Lone Peak. Ryan Denny, man, somebody's got to check his heart. It's been an emotional roller coaster for him.
Pass caught, out of bounds, Jaron Pula.
And might I add, for all of us.
Oh, well, you would have expected that, though, coming into this game.
At the 25-yard line.
Pick up a 4 on that play for Jaron Pula.
2nd and 6 for Timpview.
Second down, 6 yards to go. And I am pretty sure Dane Stewart, Dusty Litzner, Jeff Hansen, Vince Francis are all glued to their screens right now. 4 men on the rush. Rasmussen to the end zone! Oh, just out of the reach of Tua One.
Incomplete, intended for number 12, Dennis.
Man, and he had him. It would have, been a tight window. But he had him just a little too far. 1 minute, 11 seconds to go. Third down. We'll see what Timpview's got.
And now it's the Lone Peak turn to make some noise on that far side. And another offside. $14 penalties now against LP. It's going to make it 3rd and 1.
Now, you can't be more frustrated if you're a Lone Peak fan right now. Like, you just keep on giving them 3 yards, and you can't do that.
3rd down and 1. Ball at the 21-yard line, sitting at the 20.5. Rasmussen to throw. First down. Pula puts his head down. Out of bounds. They'll run the clock. They need to get up to the line. 1 minute and 5 seconds left to go. 1 minute and 3 seconds to go. Rasmussen takes the snap. Looks quickly. Comes back to his middle. Now throws to the end zone. And it's overthrown. Incomplete. Hell got to open in the end zone, but overthrew it by just a few inches.
Just too high. This place was ready to explode. They have been wanting this Timpview team, willing this Timpview team back into this game. We'll see if they can finish the job from the 7-yard line. Excuse me, 7.
Second and goal. Rasmussen throws. And out of bounds is Tua One at the 2-yard line as Rasmussen took a shot. With 54 seconds even and a 3rd down and goal coming up from the 2.
To number 12, Dennis Tua One. He goes out of bounds at the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal for the T-Birds.
No timeouts. 31-24. Lone Peak trying to hold on, shut the door, and pull off what would be the biggest win of the season so far for head coach Bart Brockbank, and probably one of the biggest upsets we've seen so far. Rasmussen throws.
Oh.
Batted it incomplete.
Pass
Pula had
ball
it.
is incomplete.
Looked like there was two
It'll be
receivers
4th and goal
in the same area,
for the T-Birds.
and it'll be 4th and goal.
And if Lone Peak gets this stop, this should seal their victory.
One timeout left for Lone Peak. You wonder if they'll use it. Rasmussen looking. Rasmussen fires out of the end zone. Lone Peak's gonna win.
Pass ball's incomplete. It'll be a turnover on downs. Lone Peak will take over at the 2-yard line.
And that's just such a tough way to lose this ball game. He's throwing that ball off his back foot, just high. But both of these teams should be very proud at how they played tonight. Everything was left on the field, and you can take comfort in knowing that.
So it'll be just one snap. And the Lone Peak Knights are going to pull off the upset here this evening in Provo. Iomatolo takes it, he sneaks it, and that's it. Bart Brockbank's team lost to Timpview 31-10 in the season opener 2 years ago. They lost to Timpview last year on their home field by 7, and they come back and they make a major statement to the voters and possibly to the rest of Utah as the Lone Peak Knights pull off the shocker. They upset the reigning 5A champion Timpview Thunderbirds 31-24.
And this is just one of those games that it's so hard because someone has to lose. And it came down to the turnovers. Lone Peak was able to force the turnovers, get a couple extra possessions, and convert on those possessions.
And Timpview High School have enjoyed having you at tonight's game, and we look forward to having you as our guest at future events.
As we see Lone Peak fans storm the field celebrating their victory.
And why wouldn't they?
Very short-lived as the coaches rush them off.
They got to clear the field first. They got to shake hands first. But then they will have their chance. Another classic. Another down-to-the-wire classic as both teams shake hands. What a game we've had here tonight in Provo, Utah. We'll be back after this word from Mountain Land Truck Outfitters, and we'll wrap up an unforgettable night here at Provo, Utah. Lone Peak upsets Timpview 31-24.
Commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
What a fantastic game here tonight at the foot of Rock Canyon here in Provo, Utah. Alexander Timberlip alongside Gavin Atkinson. Gavin, well, every high school game is a toss-up, but this game we knew was a true toss-up coming into tonight. And what a fantastic win by Lone Peak And I believe, I don't know about you, but I believe this puts them firmly in the running to win Region 3 this year. This team looks much, much different than last year's team.
100%. And last year, you know, they didn't have the season they wanted. And this year, they're coming out with a vengeance. They're coming out with everything to prove, and they've done that. And they've played excellent. You know, I didn't know what to think about this team after last week. You know, I thought they were good, but week 2 is the week of overreactions. But this team is the real deal. This team is legit, and they have proved that tonight. And we'll see how they do the rest of the season. I am so excited to watch them play.
And remember, they have Corner Canyon next week, and with this big momentum coming off, I mean, to shut out Bingham 21-0, and then win against Timpview tonight on their home field. Again, this is the first win for Lone Peak over Timpview since 2020. 2021. They have lost the last 2 in the series, including that heartbreaker at home last year, as Bart Brockbank is down there celebrating with his team right now at this very moment. Time now to name our Heinemann and Associates player of the game as Austin Bigelow pans over. Gavin, he's somewhere in that mosh pit, but the game changer tonight, number 1, Jaden Mayberry, the 2 interceptions, the first leading to the first field goal of the game, the first score of the game. The second was the one that proved to be the game-sealing touchdown 1 play later by running back Sean Taki.
And he 100% was the difference in this game. I mean, in a game this close, it really comes down to the turnovers. And Lone Peak was able to capitalize on those turnovers like I alluded to earlier. I mean, this kid just played out of his mind. It's kind of tough because when you have a kicker scoring as many points as that kicker did, you know, you're kind of like, that's pretty cool, but he was the difference tonight. He is the reason they got the upset.
So Lone Peak improves to 2-0. Timpview falls to 1-1. Again, our final score 31-24 as the Lone Peak Knights upset the Timpview Thunderbirds. Gavin, that was really, really fun, and it was a game we thought we were going to get, but it turned out a lot better, I think, than we thought we could have imagined by the end of the night.
100%. I mean, I'm just so grateful to be here, calling these games, enjoying what I do, as I'm sure you are, and just watching these kids show off their talents.
Gavin will be back in a couple of weeks. He's taking next week off because he has to work, but I'm heading up to Skyridge next week for that game between the number 1 team in Colorado, Cherry Creek, taking on Skyridge. Gavin, good to have you along for the ride, man. Now let's go get some sleep because I think we earned it.
It's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Thank you to Gavin for calling tonight, filling in for Josh Dodge. Thank you, Austin Bigelow on the camera. Thank you, Vince Francis, back in the studio. And, of course, we cannot forget Dusty Litster. Dusty, we are so glad to have you back on our team, buddy. And we are glad to have you back tonight for this amazing night. Once again, your final score, Lone Peak upsets Timpview 31-24. Until next we meet, good night from Utah. Aloha from Utah. And remember, just as Dusty is doing for his family and his family for him, please remember to take care of one another.